In part one of our appointment and time delay based workflows, we showed you how to go through and create an appointment reminder for someone who booked an appointment on one of your calendars. But what if you're someone who runs live events or live Zoom calls or live webinars and you're inviting people to join you for those webinars? How would you handle that? Because all of those people may be registering on maybe one of your sites or your funnels, or they're using a form to sign up for a specific date, and you're promoting this big event. You want everybody to come and check out the event. Maybe it's even a Facebook event and you're inviting people to come to it. Or maybe it's a live event in person and you're inviting people to come to it. There's lots of times that we don't want people to book a specific appointment on a calendar, but we are hosting something that we want to invite people to. In this part of our training on time-based automations, we're going to show you exactly how to do that. And so the scenario is going to be that we're hosting a live webinar on Facebook, and we've invited people to RSVP because it's never fun just to go live because we don't know who our contacts are, and we always want to capture our list and nurture it later. And so we've given people a way to RSVP to join our event on Facebook. And so we want to now send them reminders as well as a follow-up after the event. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to click Create Workflow. Under our automations, we're going to click Start from Scratch. We're going to label our workflow, and we're going to call this Live Facebook Event Registrations. Okay? And we're going to save. Now, what is our trigger here? We can look all over for event triggers and things like that, but you'll notice there are no triggers that have to do with an event. So what would this be? Well, if we work through the scenario like we like to do, the 9 times out of 10, you will have someone fill out a form, whether it's just an actual form or you've created a webinar funnel that you're inviting people to, or an event funnel that you're inviting people to, telling them all about that event on your website, and then they're choosing to register for that. So if they're registering, they're likely filling out a form. So in this scenario, we're going to use form submitted. That's what we're going to use to trigger this. They submitted a registration form that you created. I do this because I really want you to understand it's all about thinking through, what do I want to have happen? So when a form is submitted, and we'll filter this down, and we're going to imagine that we have a form. And so we have one. Look at that, webinar registration. They register for our event, and we've already set the date. This isn't an ongoing event. It's a specific date. So let's change our workflow trigger name, and we're going to call it our webinar registration form. Okay. And we're going to click Save. So they've filled out their webinar registration form. We'll save our workflow. Now, the first thing we want to do always is add a tag. So we're going to add a contact tag, and in this one, I definitely would say this is a hot lead because they're coming to a registration, but I would also say this is a webinar registration or registrant. And the reason I would say that is we're going to want to do a follow-up at the end of this, and we'll talk about it at the end of this training. So we're going to click Add a New Tag, and we're adding both the hot lead and the webinar registrant tag. And we'll add that to our tag name. Hot lead, webinar, registrant. Again, I like to do these organized because it lets me know. Click Save, and there it is. Save our workflow. But now we run into the problem. If I go in and I say, wait, and I say, wait until 1 day before, or even 7 days, 1 week before, the system won't know what that is. Before what? It doesn't know. Don't worry, we've got that all figured out for you. We're now going to add a new action. That's an internal action that I really like, and it's really helpful in these situations. So we're going to scroll down to internal actions, and you're going to see set event start date. Now, I want you to know you can actually, as you learn this, you can use this in multiple places in one workflow, but we're just going to do this in one time because that's the best way to get started. And so we're going to click Set Event Workdate. start date. And we're going to set the time. So webinar start time, webinar date. And we're going to say we're going to do this on July 4th, 2025, 9 a.m. Okay. So I'm going to select it. And this is always going to be in the workflow time and we'll talk about that in a second. So we're going to set this to you have three options. You could set this to a custom field, which is great if someone maybe has given you a birth date or they've given you a specific date. You could actually have things start based on that date. You could set it. You could set it to a specific day. So this could be current day of the week, current day of the month, and you would choose it has to start on a Monday, and you could say at a certain time. We want to do a specific date and time. So we're going to select it, and we're going to go to July 4th. And we're going to say 9 a.m. Just like that, 9 a.m. And we're going to save our action. Now, 9 a.m. my time, 9 a.m. their time. So we're going to come into settings here. And you'll see for an event like this, you always want to set it to your time. So we're going to scroll down and you'll notice the communication, the wait steps, the time windows are all based on the account time zone. That's your time zone. You don't want to use contact time zone for the most part in this situation. You want to use your time zone. So account time zone. Okay. So you want to check and make sure that's what we default to. So you should be good. So now we have our time. We can go through the exact same process we always have. And what's the first thing we always do? We send out our confirmation. So we're going to send a text message just as an easy confirmation for us. And we're going to say, congratulations. Here, let's even do a fun little emoji. And we'll use the fire emoji. And we're going to say, congratulations. And we'll use our custom value of contact.firstname. Remember, if you don't know where to find that, you click on custom values. And then we're going to say, you are now registered for the 4th of July Financial Freedom Webinar. Okay. And then you could say, the webinar starts on July 4th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Central time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And click this link when you're ready to join. And then you would put in the link. This is the link because we don't have one for this, but we're just using an example. And this would be either your webinar link that you're using. If you're using StreamYard or if you're doing it on Facebook, you'd put your event link, or if you're doing Zoom, you'd put that link there. Okay. Then we're going to click save. So that's our registration. So let's make sure we say that because I didn't name this. SMS webinar registration. That's why it's so important to name it so you know what each text you're sending is or each email. Now, because we have a start date, anything below this, if I reference it, it's going to follow this date. So I'm going to put in a wait. And I'm going to change it from time delay to event or appointment time. See, we've set an event time, so it'll work now. And let's say we want to do this. Let's do 7 days, 1 full week out from that day. So at 9 a.m., and you could do the math and you say, well, I don't want it to go out that early in the morning. So maybe I want it to go out at noon. So you go, okay, so it'd actually be 6 days and 21 hours. So you can go 6 days, 21 hours. Actually, that'd be earlier. So it'd be 7 days, 3 hours. See, you just have to do the math. And 7 days and 3 hours before the event, we are going to send this message. Now, this is where it does start to matter. So if we get to this section here on an event, if the timing of this wait step is already in the past, how should the contact proceed? So let's imagine that Johnny registers for our event, but he registers 2 days before. What do you want the system to do? Do you want to just skip this and move to the next step? Do you want it to move to a very specific step? Or do you want to skip everything that's going on until it hits another wait step for the event? Now, normally, for a registration of a webinar or something that you've got that's a specific day, you're going to skip all outbound communication and just go to the next wait step, which is exactly what we want this to do. So we're going to show you that in a second. So we click save. And we're going to say, what we're going to say is wait 7 days before. Forgot to save it again. Click Save Action. And then we're going to, let's just copy this to save us some time. Copy action. We'll change this name and we're going to say 7-day reminder. And I want you to imagine that you've changed the text here and you've said 7 days until the time. It's great. Click Save Action. And we click Save. And then we're going to copy. Look at this. I'm going to show you a great little trick here. We know we're going to send a text 1 day before as well. And so let's do copy. But this time we're going to copy all actions from here. I'm going to select just below. And now look, it gave us another 7 days before and a 7-day reminder. So now we can edit these. So now we're going to say 1 day before. Okay. We're going to change this to 1 day. Okay. And again, we want to skip all. Maybe they signed up the day of. We can skip this. That's okay. So we're going to save. And this is going to be our 1-day reminder. Save. You could do emails here and you could do all of those things as well, but you already know how to do that. And then we're going to let's do 1 hour before. Copy all actions from here. Change this to 1 hour. Save. And if you really wanted to get crazy about it, we'll do 1 more of these just because I want to show you how easy this is. Oh, we need to change our text message, excuse me, to 1 hour. And now we're going to click off here, X that, and we're going to click it again. We're going to copy all actions, copy them here, and we're going to do starting now. And here we're going to change our wait until the exact time. And now the exact time of the event, it starts now. And we'll click save. And now we would change this to starting now. And we'd say something like, our live call is starting now. Join us here. And save the action. Save. Now, because this is an event that people registered for, you don't know if they showed up, you don't know if they didn't, you might actually want to do another wait. And you might want to do follow-up. So let's say 1 day after. And instead of doing exact time, we're going to choose after. And we're going to do 1 day. And click Save Action. And we would send maybe a follow-up. And you would ask them, how did you like it? Save. And that is how you can do lots of different things. We showed you in this training now, we've shown you how to set an event time. We showed you how to copy multiple actions at once, how to use wait times so that each of your waits will go exactly where a person comes. So if a person registers at the very beginning, then they'll hit that 7 days and they'll wait and then it'll go and then it'll move and they'll wait till 1 day before. Or if they register within the same week, so it's already like 6 days or less than the meeting or the event, then it'll jump right here. It'll skip. So you've learned how to do that, how to set an exact time, and how to do a follow-up after. And you've given it a tag so that you could go in when you have your recording from your webinar, you could go in and you could create an email with the link to the recording and you can send it to everybody who has that webinar registrant tag. All you have to do now is publish this and you're ready to go. So that's how you create event registrations or other